All right, I'd like to welcome everyone here for the Ordinary Council meeting on the 21st of July, and we will get the meeting underway. I declare the meeting to be open at 6 o'clock, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land of which we meet and pay respects to our elders past, present and emerging. And just a reminder that this meeting will be recorded, and the recording will be made public available on the Shire of Ravensthorpe website, together with the publication of the meeting minutes upon completion. Now, in record of attendance, apologies and approved leave of absence, we have myself, Rachel Gibson, Councillor Benno Sutherland and Councillor Jeff Fife, who are all attending today's meeting online. And I would just like to acknowledge and declare that I am in a confidential and confined space as well. And I'll just double check with Councillor Fife and Councillor Sutherland that they can confirm they're in a confidential space as well.
I can confirm that I'm in a confidential space as well.
Yep.
Beautiful, thank you. And then present we have Councillor Robert Milosevsky, Councillor Bill Auburn, Councillor Helen Burton, and also we have apologies is Neil. We have officers in the room is Nicole O'Neill, who is our CEO, Paul Spencer, Director of Infrastructure Services, Rod McGrath, acting as Director of Corporate and Community Services, and Michelle Grobler, our Executive Assistant. And we have Councillor Sue Layton, who has a leave of absence. Now, point 3, response to previous public questions taken on notice is nil. Point 4, public question time. It will be nil because we have no one in the public gallery. Declarations, point 5 is nil. Point 6, applications for leave of absence is nil. And point 7, confirmation of minutes of previous meeting. 7.1, ordinary council meeting minutes from the 16th of June. The officer recommendation is that the minutes and associated attachments of the ordinary council meeting held on the 16th of June 2026 be confirmed as a true and correct record. Do we have a mover for that, please? Councillor Rob Milosevsky, and a seconder?
I'll second it.
Councillor Benno Sutherland. And all in favour?
Aye.
Yep, so yep, everyone agrees, carried 6-0. Then we go to point 8, announcements, reports by elected members. I have mine all in the agenda as already. Councillor Benno Sutherland has his in the agenda as well. Benno, do you have anything to add to that?
No, not really. Just a meeting with Wilder and Nicole. That was about all I wanted to add to that.
Yep, beautiful, thank you. Councillor Sue Layton is absent. So Councillor Rob Milosevsky, do you have anything to add to your reports?
I just attended the meeting with Medallion Medal Community Consultation, so that was really interesting and great update on what they're doing with the community.
Okay,
that's it.
Thank you. Councillor Bill Auburn.
Yeah, basically just report the fact that I did earlier there with the Hope Gen Progress Association meeting. And that's it. Yeah, it was quite a fruitful meeting and what enjoyed we'll be at. Thank you.
Beautiful. And Councillor Helen Burton has her notes and dates of her meetings and agendas on there already. Helen, do you have anything to add to that?
I'd just like to make an amendment to the last stop point to the 7th of July rather than the 7th of June. There's a typo on my behalf.
Beautiful. Easy. And Councillor Jeff Fife, do you have any reports to add?
Nothing to add. Thanks.
Nothing to add. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, point 9, announcements by the presiding person without discussion is nil. Point 10, petitions, deputations, presentations, submissions is nil. Point 11, reports to council is nil. And then point 12, reports of officers. So we have 12.1, the exec services, and 12.1.1 is our whistleblower policy. And the officer recommendation is that council at point 1 adopts the Shire of Ravensthorpe's whistleblower public interest disclosure policy as attached to this report. And point 2 authorises the CEO to make minor administrative, formatting and legislative reference amendments that do not alter the intent of the policy. Do we have a move for that, please? I'll move that. Councillor Gibson, move that. A seconder? Councillor Benno Sutherland. Do we all in favour of that?
Yep.
Yep. carried 6-0. Then we have item 12.1.2, which is Firebreak Notice 2026-2027. And the officer recommendation for that is that council, 1, adopts the 2026-2027 Shire of Ravensthorpe Firebreak Notice, and 2, requests the CEO to arrange publication of the adopted Shire of Ravensthorpe Firebreak Notice 26-27 in the Government Gazette and notify ratepayers in accordance with Section 33 of the Bushfires Act 1954. Do we have a mover for that one, please?
Yep.
Councillor Burton, seconder?
Yep.
Yep.
Councillor Fife, all in favour?
Yep.
Yep. Carried 6-0. 12.1.3 RTAG, formation of the working group. So here we have the officer recommendation is that council at point 1 disbands the Ravensthorpe Tourist Advisory Group, established as a committee under Section 5.8 of the Local Government Act 1995. Point 2 establishes the Ravensthorpe Tourism Working Group as a non-statutory working group that is not a committee established under Section 5.8 of the Local Government Act 1995 and has no delegated authority or decision-making power. Point 3 adopts the Ravensthorpe Tourism Working Group terms of reference as contained in attachment 2. Point 4 confirms that the existing members of the disbanded Ravensthorpe Tourism Advisory Group are to continue as members of the Ravensthorpe Tourism Working Group for the remainder of their current appointment period, subject to their acceptance. Point 5 confirms that the existing council representative and proxy representative are to continue in those roles on the Ravensthorpe Tourism Working Group for the remainder of their current appointments. Point 6 requests the CEO to write to all members of the disbanded Ravensthorpe Tourism Advisory Group to A, advise them of council's decision, B, thank them on behalf of the Shire of Ravensthorpe for their contribution, and C, invite them to continue their participation as members of the Ravensthorpe Tourism Working Group. And lastly, point 7 authorises the CEO to make minor administrative amendments to the Ravensthorpe Tourism Working Group terms of reference that do not alter their intent or effect. Do we have a move for that one, please? I'll move that. Councillor Gibson, seconder?
Yep.
Councillor Benno Sutherland, all in favour? Yep, carried 6-0. Then we've got 12.2 corporate services, 12.2.1 schedule of account payments for June. The officer recommendation is that council note at point 1 that the electronic payments as per the attached schedules of accounts for payments for the month of June 2026 totaling $949,000, $501 be accepted. We have a mover for that, please.
Apologies, Councillor Gibson. Can I just recommend an amendment to that? I think it should be that council note rather than that council that. Our apologies. I think that that's an administrative typo at our end. So if you're happy, it would just be point 1, note the electronic payments as per the attached.
Yep. Okay. So do we need to make a formal amendment mover for that?
If you've got a mover and a seconder, the mover and seconder can just confirm that they're happy to make that the substantive
minor. Yep. Okay. Do we have a mover for that, please? I'm happy to move that, Councillor Gibson. Seconder?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm happy to second that.
Yeah, Councillor Fife. And are all in favour?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so we'll just make that minor change on that first word. And that is all carried 6-0. Okay. Then the monthly 12.2.2, the monthly financial report for June. And the officer recommendation for that is that council receive the June 2026 monthly financial reports as presented. We have a mover, Councillor Benno Sutherland. A seconder, please.
Yep.
Councillor Rob Milosevsky, all in favour? Carried 6-0. Okay, 12.3, projects and regulatory services. 12.3.1, a variation to support development application for industrial shed extension, which is exceeding permitted building height at lot 179 Steerdale Road in Hopetown. And the officer recommendation for this one is that council, pursuant to clause 4.33.2 of local planning scheme number 6, approve development application 2615 for an industrial shed extension at lot 179 Steerdale Road, Hopetown, to permit a ridge height of 10.41 metres in excess of the 10-metre maximum specified at clause 4.33.1, subject to the following conditions, and they are points noted from 1 to 5. And then the following advice notes are points noted from 1 to 4. Do we have a mover for that, please?
I'd like to move that, Rachel.
Councillor Rod Millis. Okay, well, let's go. Councillor Bill Auburn, mover, and Councillor Miliceski, second.
Yep.
All in favour? Yep. 6-0 carried. Okay, 12.4 infrastructure services is nil. 13 is members' motions on which previous notice has been given is nil. Item 14, business of an urgent nature introduced by decision of meeting, nil. Item 15, matters to be considered behind closed doors. That the procedural motion is officer recommendation that in accordance with section 5.23 to the Local Government Act 1995, the meeting is closed to the members of the public for the following items as the following subsection applies. We have nobody in the public gallery anyway, so I assume we can just move on. Is that correct, Nicole?
We just need to close the meeting because we've got the live stream going.
Correct, yep. Thanks, Rod, for closing the door.
Do we move to go beyond the closed doors? Yeah.
Do we still have to do that if there's no one there? Yep.
Yes.
Okay,
so-
mover. Bill, are you happy to move that?
Yes, Rach. Yep,
Yep.
that's all right.
Moved, Councillor Auburn, seconder, Benno Sutherland, all in favour? Yep. Carried 6-0. So item 15.1.1, confidential honorary freeman of the Shire nomination. The officer recommendation was that council by absolute majority endorse the identified individual as an honorary freeman of the Shire as detailed in the confidential report attachment. And that was moved by, can you remind me, please, Nicole? Michelle? Helen, was it?
Rachel Gibson and Bill Auburn.
Okay, beautiful. And all carried 6-0. Okay, so then we can go ahead and close the meeting. So I declare the meeting closed at 6:15.